mail time. Got the classic package in a package. Here we go. So I've got a mini ultrasonic cleaner. Where's the other package? It's a new pump for my smoke machine.
Alright, it's heating up and time to trigger a bit of a burst. It might be a bit liquidy because I haven't given it much time to heat up, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Hey, because it has had enough time to heat up. And straight away, it's working perfectly fine as intended. Of course, it being outside makes it pretty tough to see just sort of how much is really going on here, but there is a fair amount. I mean, if we step back a little bit, you can see it's reasonably constant. Neither of the temperature sensors have gone off to indicate that it's at temperature, but it's doing a pretty good job without it being at the correct temperature. It's actually doing a great job, so I'd say it was very close to hitting the right temperature. It seems that this is going really consistently, so that is also great. Even outside, the smoke is reasonably thick, so that's cool. Alright, so that's 11 minutes of constant pumping from the new pump, pumping it through, producing smoke, and doesn't look like there's really, if any, dribble going on, meaning the whole system is able to keep up with itself and constantly produce smoke. So that's great. I'll turn off the heating element first and wait for everything to cool down a touch. And then I'll turn off the pump. Oh. Wow. That was some very quick results from turning the heating element off. I guess the liquid is able to cool it down really quickly. Okay. That's enough of making a mess. Time to pack this up, put it away. Hopefully it's going to be working fine next year. Mail time!
So I can't remember exactly when I had ordered this, but it was a couple of months ago. These are super useful. My other one is currently in use on a security camera that is temporary permanent, and I did need one of these a couple of months ago. I ordered it and it said it would be here within a week and a half, and well, now it's just arrived and I don't really need it right now, but at least I've got it so I can use it when I need it. I think this was the large model, and I now wish I got the medium so that I could use it with this camera. this package for me is pretty obvious what it is. Here we go. So I was printing off a really large project for a friend. So I just needed to stock up on my PLA because I'm all out of black PLA. So I got 2 rolls. It was cheaper to get 2 rolls than to get 2 individual rolls because shipping was combined and there was a sale on. So that was great. So here's all the parts that have been printing off. And I seem to actually still have just about a whole roll left. So I'll add these 2 rolls to the collection I've got. I've got 2 brand new rolls, 1 roll that's had 1 small thing printed off. This is pretty much an empty black roll. Then I've got part of a white roll here. This grey roll sucks. Considering I almost never 3D print things these days, all this filament should last me a really long time. I hope. Rip this open. Can be one of 2 things that I've got in mind, and okay, my laptop's internal cooling fan makes a horrible noise. Pretty much all the time. So I bought a new one. Oh, wow, there we go. That's dead silent. I can only just hear the air as it's flowing through there. That is an absolute massive improvement, and I am very happy about this little repair. It's not an upgrade, it is simply a repair. Because this laptop, although it is quite slow now, it is still a pretty solid laptop. It doesn't require anything else. It is it could use a new battery actually, if I'm totally honest. But even the battery is surprisingly good for its age. There we go. I'm happy with that. That's fantastic. By the way, I hate sticker bombs. I don't like putting stickers on my stuff at all. So the reason for this sticker bomb on here was I was going to get rid of the laptop. I was going to give it away to either family, friends, or even sell it for like a really, really cheap price because I was just going to buy a new laptop. But I'm broke. At the time I had some money saved, and then of course life happens and the money disappears. I thought I could afford to buy a new laptop. Turns out I can't buy a new laptop.
So I'm hoping you've noticed that the video clarity is better, more stable, as well as the audio being better than the GoPro, because I'm currently using a DJI Osmo Pocket 2. And, well, initially this camera was reserved for TikTok videos when I was making TikTok videos. But in case you couldn't tell, I'm not that great at keeping up with posting new videos all the time. And whilst I had the ideas and stuff there, sometimes, well, actually most of the time, my budget just didn't work, or I was waiting ages for a package from AliExpress, or I just didn't feel like the video I was working on or making was any good. I've got tons of videos that I had started making and even finished making that I never publish. Like, I know it's not ideal, but most of my footage is stored here on these external hard drives. This is my biggest one, 12 terabytes, and an 8 terabyte, 6 terabyte, 3.6 terabyte. Then I've got a 1 terabyte in there. I've got a 3 terabyte sitting somewhere in there, I think. I've got a lot of hard drives laying around, and I feel like they're reasonably well organized though. So a drive that doesn't have anything labeled on it just indicates that it's been used. It might have something on it. Then I've got other drives like this, where I've got Windows 10 Pro labeled on it. I've got this, just labeled Clean OS, which is either Windows 10 or Windows 11. I've actually got two of those labeled with a Clean OS. And then I've got drives like this with RTG on it, which means this has been cleaned, cleared, and it is ready to be just thrown into something and configured. But, you know, a physical spinning disk, it wears out over time. You get data rot and all those sorts of problems. Like, look, I got a stack of old drives here that came out of a NAS. I got all these old DVD writer drives there. I literally have tapes here as well. Those are tapes. All to be destroyed in some way. I need to think up of a cool way to destroy those things that is actually interesting and vaguely unique. Now, I've got an adapter on its way so that I can plug in a microphone like this into the DJI Osmo so that I have more directional audio, specifically for when I go outside. So this will be mounted up over here. Well, actually, it'll be mounted lower like this. So if I turn this down, it'll be in a position like that. And so I'll have that mounted there, and then I'll also have on the other side of it, I'll have the Rode Wireless Go kit connected to it, which is currently sitting on this camera, which has got basically the setup I'm talking about now. It's got the Rode Wireless Go there, and then it's got a Rode microphone there. I do like Rode. I find it's a good brand with good audio quality. The only problem with this little setup here is look how far out that sticks. If I were to put this down on its side like that, I could completely damage that port. So I've ordered some very small TRS jacks, which I'm going to have to solder and make my own cables for, but it also means that I can make the cables exactly as long as they're actually needed. Don't forget this little one. Oh, here we go. So this is just a little audio adapter for this Pocket Osmo 2. This is made for the Osmo Action, but I'm guessing DJI has used the same technology in both camera types. So I'm hoping that I can just use this little thing and slap that on the bottom of this camera so that I can add this microphone to it to give me some slightly better audio. I'm not 100% sure if this is a stereo connection. If it's a stereo connection, I might also hook up the wireless mic so I can have a laugh. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do.
Seems like that was a bit of a waste of money. It was like $20, and this doesn't even take advantage of it.